Twitter lifts restrictions on Russian government accounts.
Here's a summary of the article.
Twitter has lifted restrictions on accounts linked to the Russian government that were put in place last April after the full-scale Russian invasion. Tests conducted by the media last week showed that Russian government accounts appear at the top of certain search results and in other account suggestions for subscriptions. In particular, we are talking about the accounts of Russian President Putin, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Russia and their embassy in Britain. Last April, in the weeks after Russian troops entered Ukraine, Twitter said it would not amplify or recommend government accounts belonging to states that limit access to free information and are engaged in armed interstate conflict, saying the policy would instantly apply to Russian government accounts. It said this would mean the accounts would not be recommended in searches, the home timeline and other parts of the service. Now Russian government accounts featured at the top of certain search results and would show up in Twitter's algorithmically driven For You feed for a newly created account, even when it did not follow them. Twitter also lifted restrictions on Russian and Chinese state media accounts last week, among them RT and the Global Times, introduced in 2020.
This post received a score of 37,000, with an upvote ratio of 90%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Wow. I'm so surprised that the guy who said Ukraine should accept Russia's horrible peace deal is now helping Russia-affiliated accounts.
I think Putin showed Elon some video footage of Elon participating in things he'd rather not be seen doing.
Or the simple idea Elon is cheap to buy, and obviously having money means you're in the right.
Imagine being one of the richest people in the world but being such a cheap bastard you can be easily bribed.
Mr. Burns. Still, I'd trade it all for a little more.
$1 for eternal happiness. I'd rather keep the dollar. Crackdown on NPR, relax accountability for Russia. There is no dumber group on earth than the people who think Elon Musk is a visionary. Greater than crackdown on NPR. More to the point, it was revealed the other day that Musk has the algorithm deboosting Twitter Spaces content about the Ukraine crisis. That pesky Russian invasion of Ukraine that Ukraine desperately wants the world to have eyes on. Musk disagrees and has apparently taken steps to make it less visible on Twitter. Edit: invasion, not crisis. And it seems as though this was for content on Twitter Spaces, not tweets.
Ukraine crisis is also the term preferred by Russia, as opposed to something like war or invasion.
Continuing to think the moron running Twitter doesn't have any issues with how Russia is behaving.
Well, he parroted Russian talking points at one point, saying Ukraine should surrender to end the war. So yeah.
He's also cut Starlink access at least once during a pretty critical stage of defense, counterattack. Getting Ukrainians killed just so he can get his stupid fucking name in there somewhere.
Fuck Elon Musk, nobody should buy his shitty cars either.
I used to want a Tesla so bad. Now I would not even consider it. I'll take any other electric car now.
Me too. I used to like Musk a lot. I've always dreamed of buying a Tesla. But now, after all this shit show, I realized Musk is completely crazy. I'll never buy a Tesla.
My first clue that he was a nutter was the Thai cave, that incident where he called one of the divers a pedo.
Yeah, that was my turning point too, and it just got worse from there.
Same. I used to have hope for him because of what he was doing. I'm a huge fan of space-related anything, so SpaceX being successful made me happy. But he's dead to me now.
Would you ride a rocket made by the minds who created PayPal? They've never been smooth with returns. Stopped using Twitter when I saw how toxic it could get. It was a good decision.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.